The recipe I'll be making today is inspired by my sister. She started making ice cream because she started watching my videos and she liked a lot of the flavors and was kind of excited about it, but she doesn't live nearby. So she's making her own ice cream, but she's using a regular ice cream maker. And most of these recipes can be done in a regular ice cream maker. You just don't freeze it and then spin it the next day. You just put it in the ice cream maker and then let it spin. And of course, there's going to be subtle differences, but it still works, which is kind of nice. So the recipe that she made was kind of had Middle Eastern flavors. I'm tweaking it a little bit because that's what I do, and I like to kind of not measure things but just go by taste. So I'm doing the same thing today. It's a yogurt-based recipe, so I'm going to start with yogurt. I am going to use a little bit of Splenda sweetener, but not as much, because today I'm using dates as my, it's going to help emulsify, and it's also going to sweeten it naturally. I'm also going to put in apricots because my apricots are in season right now, so I have a lot of them on the trees and they're really tasty. I'm going to put in a little bit of cardamom, 2 little things of star anise for flavoring, pistachios, but just a little bit. I don't want it to be a pistachio ice cream. I just want it to have a little bit of the flavor and the creaminess from the pistachios. I'm going to put a little bit of almond milk in this one, a little bit of salt, I always do, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to start by cooking the apricots and the dates with the star anise over the stove. Over medium heat, I put sliced apricots and sliced dates. I made sure to take the pits out of the dates because I bought dates that had seeds in them. I used about 7 small apricots and 7 dates because that's what I had on hand, but you can use as many or as little as you want. It's just going to affect the flavoring. So depending on how much apricot flavor you want, you can adjust this. I'm going to use a little bit of butter. You don't have to do this, but I like the taste of brown butter in my ice cream. And it browns up nicely when I'm cooking fruit. It makes a nice sauce. So I'm going to start by melting the butter, stirring this mixture, and then once it starts to cook a little bit, I'll add some seasonings. Now that this is cooked for about 5 minutes, it's gotten a little bit mushy, which is good. Now I'm ready to add some seasonings. So I'm going to start with some lemon juice. I'm just going to squeeze the juice of 1 lemon in there. I'm going to also add some lemon zest, some star anise. I'm just going to add 2 star anise, and ground cardamom, and also my pistachios. So I'm just going to add all of that in there. I'm going to mix this up, cook it a little bit, and maybe add some salt, and then taste it. After cooking this 5 minutes, I removed the star anise and it turned into a nice paste. It tastes pretty good. It's not exceptionally sweet. So the dates do sweeten it, but not as sweet as I would like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my yogurt, and then I'm going to add some Splenda to taste. I'm also going to add a little bit of almond extract. So I'm not going to fill it all the way to the top because I want to adjust my seasonings, but I'm going to put a decent amount in and stir it up, and then I'll taste it. So I'm going to start with about that much, put my Splenda or sugar, and a little bit, you know what, I'm going to put this in the cap so I don't accidentally put too much. Because if you get too much almond extract, it's going to taste not good. So just a little bit, like I'd say 1/4 teaspoon. That's how much I start with, and then I adjust from there. So sugar, I'm going to add a decent amount because I felt like the dates weren't that sweet to me. So I'm going to add that much, and now I'm ready to stir it. I mixed this up, I tasted it, I tried to adjust the seasonings, and I still feel like it's a little bit flat. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. So I decided I'm going to try to add some apples and some kumquats. and see how that goes. I mixed that up. I tasted it. I added a little bit of vanilla, a little bit more sugar, and I think it's much better now. We're gonna freeze it and see how it comes out. I froze this for 24 hours and now I'm ready to spin it. So I'm gonna spin this on the yogurt setting. After one spin, it looks pretty nice. So now it's time to see how it tastes. So as I'm scooping this up, it's really nice and creamy. I'm using a tiny melon baller tonight because, truth be told, I went to another ice cream place and I tasted their ice cream to see what other people's ice creams taste like, and it was pretty darn good. But mine at home are still, they're different. They're a lot less sugar and a lot less fat, but it was fun anyway. So this is how it looks. It looks pretty good. It's got a nice consistency, so now it's time to taste it. Okay, it's surprisingly good. I was worried when I was tasting the base because I didn't think it would have enough flavor. This is not as good as the ice cream I had earlier today, but that was a full fat peanut butter fudge ice cream. This is date, apple, what else is in this? I don't even remember. Yogurt. So this is a lot healthier and it tastes pretty darn good. So I'm happy.